Hey guys, it's finally Friday. I can't wait to start making videos. I was thinking of something really important. Smoke and zero gravity. Do we even know what it looks like? How it interacts? Meaning here on Earth we see the smoke. When there's a smoke, it rises in strands and puffs of smoke in every direction, follows the winds and currents, etc. But at zero gravity on the moon, on the surface of the moon, there are emanating energy spots. And are these low pressure areas? If they are, could there be a possibility of O2 being produced that would maintain a fire on the surface of the moon? What would the smoke look like on the surface of the moon when it's burning? It would create a dense smoke and cloud that would transform itself most definitely into gases and CO2. And those gases would emanate probably many colors in consideration to us here on Earth looking through a telescope or a camera when we're trying to get the surface of the moon. Now these fires would remain spherical. So the smoke. So when the smoke is emanating from the fire on the source, the energy source, what would the smoke look like? Would it look like Aristarchus Crater? Would we see a round, smoky area that is, in general, 95% always the same shape? Because if you look at Aristarchus Crater and any other crater, why do we have all these different forms and pictures that seem that the terrain is always just a little bit different? Whether it be the atmosphere or the haze that's causing the lens distortion. There's so much that comes into so many factors about it. But a smoke energetic source on the moon would remain a spherical round area or a cloud of smoke or gases, which is possibly, not that I've proven or confirmed it, but maybe this could be what we're seeing on the surface of the moon that's obstructing our view of being able to see the structures on the surface. I've been putting a lot of time into looking up how smoke interacts in space. And first, I guess I had to look up how it interacted on Earth. My gosh, it's another field, guys. A whole other field. It's a lot of work understanding it. I'm still trying to wrap my mind around some of the things I understand about clouds now on Earth. It's just all this information seeping in. It's too much to take in. But clouds on Earth and high above over the Earth, they're not going to react the same way as they do if there are any up above in the atmosphere over the moon. But on Earth, what you have is 60% of our planet is covered at all times. 60% of clouds. And say to yourself, that's out. You're way out looking at Earth. When you're coming in and you get through that first set of clouds, then you're going to experience a layer of dust. And depending on where that dust is, it could be in or over the next cloud level. Over the oceans, you're descending to where the oceans are, you'll be seeing cumulus clouds. Those are the lower clouds that along all the sides of the oceans and over the ocean. And depending on where the dust particles and level and CO2, whatever, in the air is placed, whether it be over or inside of the clouds, will depend on whether the Earth will go through a cooling phase or a warm phase, El Nino. Which means basically, if the dust particles are over the clouds, it could be a much cooler year coming. And if it is in the clouds, it could be a lot warmer. The study goes by studying how smoke and aerosols in the air interact. NASA is studying very thoroughly, and so are many scientists right now, to understand the warming of the planet and what's to come. Do you know where we are by looking at this photo? You recognize the terrain? At the back here, what you're looking at, the white mountain-like area, is Sinus Iridum. So we're back there for another little view, because I'm always enhancing it more and more, finding different ways to view the surface, and it's coming along real good. I'm trying to declare whether this section here is a haze of smoke, and I actually really believe, guys, that this time we found a real line of smoke. If in space there's zero gravity, if this was smoke, it wouldn't act that way. The smoke would remain in pockets, spherical pockets. It would develop CO2, then hypothetically O2, creating a dense gases, and then it would just always stay there, and it would the O2 would permit the fire, whatever energy source on the moon is burning, to continue burning, because if you don't have any O2, you're not gonna, it'll be put out, it'll be muffled by the smoke. Like they talk about Plato Crater having that energy source. Every time you go to Plato Crater, you see that light flickering, but it doesn't look spherical, you know. But you can see here, all here, there's the line of it. It's a thin line here, very thick line actually, that you could see smoke over the structures. Very nice structures, by the way. The surface overall color, I would say, is green. The basic overall color is green. And then after that, you have purple and yellow covered all over the planet, entire planet, everywhere, in every crevice, and mountains. And in my last video, we found a massive world inside of a huge, I can't say crevice, it's more than a crevice. It's one heck of a huge hole. And we're gonna go see that picture again, clarify it even more, and go take a look at those structures. We're getting close, guys. We are looking at the surface of the moon where Sinus Iridum is. And that trail or path, light gray there, that, I'm really curious about it. But just look at the beautiful surface of the planet. You have purples and greens. It basically looks like a Lego table, full of Legos. No, that's not what it is. It's actually Sinus Iridum, and it's the surface. And these little black specks that we see at the end of Sinus Iridum, we're looking at it right now. They're not black specks. It is a massive hole in the middle, right in the middle of Sinus Iridum, at the end actually, sorry. Look at the red, oranges, yellows, greens, purples, blues, yellows. I mean, it doesn't end. This is a nice shot. Wow. You know what fun I'm starting to have, guys? I'm starting to post these on National Geographic just to see the people's comments. Here's the surface of Sinus Iridum. People are like, what the heck? No comments whatsoever on my National Geographic page. There's that trail there of either lights or smoke. But if it was, like I said, it would not be interacting the proper way in zero gravity, because smoke should be a spherical pocket and remaining in place until it becomes gases. But those gases, could they create colors? And as you can see here, it really is the structure itself, or the objects on the surface themselves, that are each with their own colors. It doesn't seem to be that it's a colorful gas or haze over the surface. And the worst of it, guys, the white part at the back is where all those structures are that I showed you guys. Oh, look at this. Just right here. I'm not gonna go grab my pointer, I'll use my big pointer. 1, 2, 3. You shouldn't be seeing symmetrical shapes. And you can see the overall rectangle here. Then you back out, and that's how you fix it up. And you see, oh, it's lined up. It has two trails, one here going up, coming in there. What's in here? Looks like some trees there mixed with colorful structures. I mean, this is something absolutely incredible. And you know what? There is no planet or moon I have ever gotten color like this from.
What we seem to see at the top in the white area where I found the Sinus Iridum city, we can see pockets which look like pockets of smoke that would remain in a spherical dome shape or round shape. Maybe not perfectly round, but it would stay in one area, of course, until it changed into either CO2 or various gases. Wouldn't those gases expand some sort of a haze throughout the entire moon if they were, if these are all in dust industries? Could this dark blue be possibly blue lights that are coming from inside crevices on the surface?
Plato Crater. Pull up my sleeves for this one. Plato Crater. That's what you are looking at right now. Even the edge of Plato Crater, that's supposed to be a mountain, is not even a mountain. If you look on this side very clearly, you can see a very symmetrical line. Too symmetrical. It was absolutely built. It goes from this end to that end. Look up the size of Plato Crater, its width, the end, and you'll get a good idea of how wide this structure is. It's massive. And we start off by connecting the first structure inwards, crosswards here, overlapping beautiful, massive, round, perfect tunnels in the crater. You see how Plato Crater is nothing. Everyone says there's nothing there. It's a flat, smooth surface. So right off the bat, okay, we start by NASA saying that it is a smooth surface, but there is one crater in it. Yeah, one hell of a crater. Now, if you look at Plato Crater, it's so detailed, the structures that are in there. This massive one right in the center there with the connecting structures that go there, and they leave out. Underneath the ground, all around Plato Crater, you can clearly see the buried tunnel structures, massive, also symmetrical, geometrical, spherical structures, towers sticking out of the dust. It's all around Plato Crater, seen very clearly. We will go in and see at least one structure on each side of Plato Crater. We will go see in detail, close up, inside of Plato Crater, the massive structures. Most of you won't be ready to see this. That's for sure. Enough that no one will be knocking on my door and no one's going to fear me exposing anything, because it's absolutely freaking ridiculous to assume that this is in Plato Crater. But it is. Right? Do you see the structure at the end of this? This ridge here also has a lower ridge here with 1, 2, 3, 4 slits, very symmetrical there. 1, 2, 3, 4 dome structures over this other completely opened up area with a bridge crossing right there. It doesn't end. It doesn't end at all. And it's in every single crater. Every crater has a secret, has an entrance, a passage, or somewhere. This entire moon, I don't know. It's pretty impressive. Okay, there you go. I'm showing you structures, guys. Beautiful structures. These are authentic structures. I'm not making them up. Look at it. It's in Plato Crater. You're looking at the interior of Plato Crater. Massive. Massive, massive, massive. I mean, holy smokes, guys. Do you see how they can build? Watch this. These little bulb or spherical objects that you see, if they go and add another one right there, as they're doing here, overlapping them like this, and they stick another one right here, all that big area of room they get extra, that no one even noticed that they're putting structures on the surface of the moon when they actually are. Look at these in the sides of the crater. Now look at this structure at the end of Plato Crater. Yeah, I'm sort of a bit skeptical about showing it to YouTube, but listen, it's the freaking truth, and I'm going to expose the truth. I'm going to show the truth. I'm sick and tired of people not knowing the truth or having any truth given to them with whatever equipment you can do in your homes, my friends, that we're not getting as information, and you can do on your own and share with the world. Start right away. It should be a new trend. Truth seekers. We all want to find truth in everything and meaning in our lives. And if you would have known about alien civilizations, religion would never have existed. And I'm not saying that it's good to abolish religion. I'm not saying that. I'm saying, why did we start that in the beginning? It was manipulation. Control us. Control us. It was to control us. At the end of Plato Crater, that massive white installation I was talking to you about, is it a mechanism? Is this mechanical? Or are we looking at a city? Or a weapon? Or something ancient? Recent? Look what's there, guys. See the tunnels? Must be up to about 50 tunnels that I found. There are loads of them. Look at the structure down there. Oh boy. Ouch. Ouch, NASA. Now, I know this one's going to sting a little. But say to yourself, that's nothing. There's a lot more secrets to show the world. Plato Crater like you've never seen it before, my friends. You know what? I think this video is going to go viral. And if it doesn't, the next one will. Now talk about enhancing, eh? Plato Crater. Notice how pronounced the inside of the crater is with the structures and the coloration of it. The structures are all there and the rest are just like the tunnelization, just tunnels. But hold on, there seems to be a bit too many tunnels, and I'm sort of wondering if it's not a mechanism or a machine or some liquid going through it, because you see sections where they have sort of like these areas where it could be like a filtration system or something. Guys, we can't rule anything out. We can't rule nothing out, nor do I stick to one idea. Plato Crater has an opening. Has an opening all around it. This edge is opened. This edge here is also opened, but connected by all these lines, which are tunnels at the same time also hiding whatever is underneath Plato Crater. Here, this beautiful structure at the end, so ever beautifully symmetrical. You see openings between them here, very dark, pronounced areas that look very deep and hollow all the way around the crater. Yet again, down here, there are actually big plates. I see these massive squares right here all over the place, these massive areas that are hiding whatever is underneath the surface of probably every crater on the surface of the moon. What is in there? And who is keeping things there? Who masterminded it all?
You got to remain open-minded when talking about the surface of the moon. Absolutely open-minded. Now, what if this was a humongous oil containment system flowing? The black area that we see around Plato Crater is actually not a structure but oil, or a dark black substance, or a dark surface, not necessarily a shadow. Because around Plato Crater, guys, we are seeing black structures, what seems to be dark structures. And what's wrong today? I had a video of all these structures. Where are they? All these towers that were around Plato Crater are now not there anymore, but now all this is inside Plato Crater. It's never the same view that we're able to get. Why? Whether it be because of the haze or what, I don't know yet. Now, I want you to notice that you probably already have, where I'm going even closer, and yet another level is appearing, and it's that the structures may be white, and you actually are seeing a different colored haze over many of the surfaces, over the tops of these structures. You could see, it looks like a growth, I keep saying, because of course it's a photo. It could be growth or the smoke. It's suspended. It's a photo. I don't know. I'm going to throw something else out there. It could be black glass that we're looking at right now. It could be a black tarp that they put on the ground to hide an entrance at the end. We'd never know it. We don't go there. They could recreate a surface that looks natural with plastic. Basically just a mold. We could believe anything they want us to believe by looking at all these planets and stars and just remaining here all our lives.
The bumps, 1, 2, 3. Very symmetrical. It's a structure, rectangular structure. See how straight the back is? These are our structures. I was able to get them three-dimensional. You can actually see the different layers and heights and levels, guys. I did it. It's nice, no? These grassy areas on the moon. I said it. Grassy areas. Is it green because it's grass? Is it trees? Is it the structures? I think it's a bit of everything. But I'm so clarified into this photo right now that now at the top of the rocks I can see another humongous slab here, another humongous geometrical slab here, rectangular shape, a white one on the hill here. Always these blue lights and these holes these blue lights. A commenter that stopped by my page a couple of days ago, a kind lady, she said, could these be vehicles? I actually think they are. Or mechanical devices. Also, I believe they could be lights that are clearing the entrances for the arrival of ships that arrive in the dark, obviously, on the moon, not to get caught. Let's get in a bit closer and check it out. Down here on the left you can see, to give you an idea where we are, guys, it's Aristarchus Crater is right down here. Here's the color starting. The whole edge is purple and green. And when they got out and looked and said, see, I told you purple rocks, this is exactly what they were looking at. And they put it in black and white. That's why they couldn't see the color of the surface. And they were sure to have no trouble by posting black and white footage of the moon. Look, it's moss or growth or camo. Look, guys, can you see it? I can't hold the camera this long because it's going to go out of focus. Look what's growing on the